yeah, we know mainly there are four types of OOPS concepts are there. Like first one is encapsulation, second one is inheritance, third one is polymorphism, finally last one is abstraction. Now, please tell me, what do you mean by encapsulation? It is a process of making the fields as private and providing access to those fields with the help of public methods, that is through setters and getters methods. Yes, we already discussed about that encapsulation. After that, we started discussing about, yes, inheritance. We already know that inheritance means acquiring the properties of one class into another class. If we want to achieve inheritance, pretty much damn sure we need to use either or implements keyword. But as of now, we are using extends keyword. Implements, not today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. No, not day after tomorrow. After that, we are going to start discussing about like where or when we need to use that implements keyword also. All right. And yes, we know what is the difference between has a relationship, is a relationship. So when you're speaking about inheritance, terminology matters, guys. Like parent class, child class, superclass, subclass, base class, derived class, like that. And in inheritance, mainly we need to remember four important key points. Very, very important four key points. So the very first point is, yeah, we can hold parent class object with a parent class reference, and we can hold child class object with a parent class reference, and we can call only parent class methods. Third point, that's actually inheritance. We can hold child class object with a child class reference, and we can call both parent and child class methods. And finally, last point is actually invalid. We cannot hold with a child class reference. We cannot, obviously cannot control a parent. So yes, we'll be getting an error. After that, in inheritance, mainly there are five types of inheritance are there. Could you please tell me? First one is, next one, multi-level, hierarchical, hybrid, multiple inheritance. So Java does not support multi-level inheritance. True or false? Come on, false. Java supports multi-level inheritance but does not support multiple inheritance. Java does not support multiple inheritance through classes. If you want to achieve multiple inheritance, we can do that with the help of interfaces. Why Java does not support multiple inheritance through classes? Because due to ambiguity problem. If both the classes are having same method name, then with the help of child class object, we are not sure like which method we are supposed to execute. That's the reason like Java does not support multiple inheritance through classes. Okay. Yes. Constructors does not participate in inheritance, but whenever we are trying to create an object for child class, obviously parent class constructor also will be getting executed. Why? Come on. Because of super keyword or constructor call? Constructor call. There is a difference between super keyword and super constructor call. Can we use super keyword inside a constructor? Inside a method? Inside main method? No, I mean, we cannot use that. We cannot use that. Why? Because it is a static. We cannot use this keyword and super keyword both inside a static area. Okay. And super constructor call. Where we need to write this super constructor call? Only. Don't forget the word only. One more time. Where we need to write super constructor call. That too as a, where we need to write this constructor call. Only inside a constructor. That too as a, can we use both inside a constructor? No, come on. We'll be getting an error. We cannot use both. I hope you're understanding the point. By default, in every Java constructor, the first statement will be super constructor call. Remember this point. Am I clear with this? Respond. Great. Online students, I believe it's clear, guys. So these are all the concepts which we had covered in our up to our illustration. yesterday's session. Now, guys, listen to this. Completely a new point. Just a simple new point. Listen, listen, listen. Whenever you are creating an object for child class, whenever we are creating an object for child class, 100% parent class constructor should be getting executed. 100%. Otherwise, you will be getting an error. Now, answer my question. Constructors participate or does not participate in inheritance? Come on, tell me. Constructors does not participate in inheritance. But whenever you are creating an object for child class, 100% parent class constructor should be executed. For example, let me just try to take two classes here. Class B. All right. So two classes. Let me remove this. Okay. Now class A, string S, SYSOS. That's it. Not more than that. Now, is it a default constructor or parameterized constructor? Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now, EXTNDS extends class A. All right. Let me just try to save it. Am I getting an error? Tell me. Okay. Let me remove this. Save it. Am I getting any error? One more time. One more time. Just let me try to. Let me save it. Am I getting an error? Yes. Guys, please concentrate correctly. The point is very, very simple. But if you did not remember old concepts of constructor, this concept you will not understand. Concentrate. I'm removing this. Let me save it. Am I getting any error? No. Now answer my question. In class A, did I write any constructor? Answer. Okay. If I did not write any constructor, is constructor available in my class A right now? Which constructor? Provided by the, tell me. Perfect. Okay. In class B is also, we are having a default constructor which is given by the compiler. Am I right or wrong? In that constructor, what is the first statement? Tell me. Super constructor call. So with the help of that super constructor call, class A default constructor will be getting executed. Am I right or wrong? Fine. No problem. Not at all a trouble. Now, for example, okay. Now, just answer my question. Class A, am I having a constructor? Which constructor? In class B, did I write any constructor? Is constructor available? Which constructor? Provided by the, in the default constructor, what is the first statement? Super. Actually, we are calling which constructor? Default constructor of class A. Is default constructor present in class A? We are having which constructor? That is the reason we are getting an error. What I said, whenever you are extending, whenever you are inheriting a class, pretty much damn sure child class constructor should call parent class constructor. Right now, the reason why we are getting an error here, because let me show you. I mean, internally, for example, just for example, oh, not like this. Internally, compiler will be providing like this. Internally, compiler is providing super constructor call. And you are trying to call which constructor? Parent class default constructor. Is parent class default constructor available in class A? No. So that is the reason we are getting an error. Are you understanding the point here, guys? In this particular scenario, what we need to do? We need to explicitly call parent class constructor. Tell me the code. Just tell me what I need to write. Tell me. Pass a parameter. Okay. And here I'm going with JAVA. Java is now no error. I believe this point is clear, guys. Respond. Online students, kindly please respond, guys. Am I clear with this? Online students, you need to respond. Please respond. Please respond. Perfect. Perfect. See, if you are not clear in constructor concept, you will not understand this. Am I right or wrong? Tell me. As simple as this. This is the only reason I said this. Guys, in order to understand OOPS, you should be having a proper knowledge about previous concepts. Okay, all right. So, guys, I'll do one thing. Right now, I just want to give you a small task, a simple task. Shall I? After the task, I'm going to start with our today's polymorphism concept. And that task is be fast. After class A, continue with class B also, please. That's the code. So now let us start with our today's concept. One more new OOPS concept, that is polymorphism. Let me just try to write like this. Polymorphism. Now, what is this polymorphism? Guys, listen. Come on. Close. Done. Done. Please concentrate. Completely a new concept. Please listen. Please listen. Guys, listen. Right. In any Java interview, either it may be a fresher interview or an experienced interview, without a question directly on polymorphism or related to polymorphism, there will not be any Java interview. That much important this concept is. Polymorphism. Very important concept. Very, 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 very important concept. Again, I am saying you, directly you may get a question on polymorphism, or they may ask you a question which involves knowledge on polymorphism to provide the answer. That much important this concept is. So please, kindly please listen to this clearly. Actually, very simple concept, very simple concept, very easy concept. But lot of time people will be getting confused with these concepts. So please listen to this clearly. Okay. So basically, what is this polymorphism? Guys, poly, many, morphos, forms. Many forms. It's a Greek terminology, either way. Poly means many, morphos means forms. So basically, what is this polymorphism? Polymorphism means it is a process of performing, one more time, it is a process of performing multiple tasks with the same identity. One more time. Polymorphism. Polymorphism means it is a process of performing multiple tasks with the same identity. For example, right now, I'm your trainer. If I go to my home, I'm a husband to my wife. If I go to my native place, I'm a son to my parents. Are you understanding me, guys? One person, different identities. I hope you're understanding the point exactly what I'm saying. For example, if I'm sitting here, you will address me as sir. If I'm going to my native place, my mother and father will address me as son. If I go to my home, like in Hyderabad, my wife is going to address me as different names. Leave it. So I hope you're understanding the point here, right? So basically, polymorphism means it is a process of performing multiple tasks with the same identity. Identity will be same. Now, let me just try to write it here like this. It is a process of performing. It is a process of performing multiple tasks with the same identity. Okay, identity. Fine. Guys, when you're speaking about polymorphism, basically there are two types of polymorphisms will be there. Just let me try to write like this. Polymorphism. When you're speaking about polymorphism, there are two types of polymorphisms are there. What are those? Compile time polymorphism, and runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Just runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism means most commonly known as, most popularly called as method overloading. Compile time polymorphism, most commonly addressed as method overloading. Runtime polymorphism is most commonly addressed as method overriding. Method overloading and method overriding. So one more time, I am saying you this, guys. If it is a Java interview, 100% you will be getting a question on method overloading and method overriding. I mean, directly a question like what is method overloading, or else what is the difference between method overloading and overriding, or else questions which involves a knowledge on this method overloading and overriding. Very important concept. So now today we are going to discuss about method overloading. Today, method overloading. Today, we are going to discuss only about method overloading. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss about method overriding. Today, compile time polymorphism. Tomorrow, runtime polymorphism. Just enough. Very simple, very easy concepts. So, what is this method overloading? Okay, let me just try to write the definition for this first. Method overloading means writing two or more methods, in the same class, having same method name, but different parameters. That's it. Done. So what do you mean by method overloading? Method overloading means writing two or more methods where in the same class, this is actually important, in the same class having same method name but different parameters. This is actually method overloading. Let me just try to write a small program here. Okay, void method one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you said that writing two or more methods in the same class having same method name. But if I'm trying to write like this, I'm getting an error. Buddy, you did not listen to the statement completely. Now, what do you mean by method overloading? Writing two or more methods. Okay, two or more methods in the same class having, but right now all these are having same parameters. I mean, no parameters. That's the reason we are getting an error. Let me do one thing. For example, here I'm going to give it as int x comma string yes, or else let me make it as int I string yes and string yes comma int I. All right, string yes, string buffer SB byte B, like this. Am I getting any error right now? No. Now please tell me how many parameters this method one is having? 0 parameters. Okay. How many parameters this method one is having? Okay. How many parameters this method is one? I mean, this method is having 2. How many parameters this method is having? Sir, here also 2 parameters, here also 2 parameters, but you said different parameters. Buddy, I am not speaking about the number. Now, please check this. Okay, 2 parameters are there. Starting which parameter? And then here, and then both are different. Are you understanding the point here, guys? Respond. So, for example, see, here also one parameter, here also one parameter. But here, what is the parameter? Here, what is the parameter? As simple as this. I believe it's clear, guys. Online students, kindly please respond, guys. Am I clear with this? Online students, please respond. Please respond. Am I clear with this? I want you to please respond, guys. Great. Great. Then we'll do one thing. For example, here, I just want to write system.out.println 10. Okay. Here, 20. Okay. Now here, 30. Fine. Here, 40. Let's go. 40. And here, I'll make it as 50. Here, I'll make it as 60. And here, I'm just trying to write it as 70. See, here, I'm not using the parameters, guys. I'm not using the parameters. I'm just trying to write some statements. That's it. Not more than that. Now, my intention is I want to call all these methods such that my output should be 10 to 70. Are you understanding the point? Respond. I want to call all these methods such that my output should be 10 to 70. Okay. Now, that is my requirement. That is my requirement. Okay. Now, you. Yes. Tell me first what I need to write. Perfect. Why I need to write main method? Why? Because you know that without writing main method, we cannot run our Java program. Okay. So I have written this main method. Now, tell me what I need to do. Create an, okay, guys, please wait. Class A. Perfect. I'm creating an object. Okay. And equal to AOBJ belongs to class A. Now, my intention is in my console, I want 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. all these methods I want to get executed. Now tell me, first I want to get this 10. So you tell me the code, I'll write the code. AOBJ dot method 1. Perfect. So right click, run as Java application 10. Perfect. Now tell me, oh, sorry, just tell me. Now I want to print 20. You tell me. AOBJ dot method 1. I need to pass some parameter. Okay, which parameter I need to pass? Everyone is asking. Okay, fine. Then let's go with everyone. So which parameter I need to pass? Int parameter. Okay, fine. Now let me just try to remove this. 2. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now tell me, I want to call this method. Tell me, AOBJ dot method 1. I need to pass int 10. Okay, 100 comma. Okay, now I want to call this method. Sorry. Now tell me. AOBJ dot method 1. I'm sorry. String and int. Okay, let me just Java. Perfect. Now I want to call this method. AOBJ dot method 1. I need to pass string. Okay, very good. Now AOBJ dot method 1. Tell me. String. Yeah, okay. What is that? Can I go like this? Okay. Next one. I mean, after this, what I should be getting? 70. Now tell me. AOBJ dot method 1. And here, just can I pass it as 100? Which is in the range of the byte? Yes or no? Okay. Now, let me just try to So is this the output what we are expecting? No, I mean, up to 50. Okay, fine. Not at all a trouble. Up to here, not at all a trouble. But why I'm having a trouble here? See, I need to call this method. So I am passing Java, but which method is getting executed? Tell me, this method is getting executed. Am I right or wrong? But right now, I want to call this method. So tell me what I need to do. Louder. Raise your hand. Who said? Tell me. By using? Tell me. New? Perfect. String, string, string buffer. And here I'm going a value. I'm trying to give a value. I already said this. Literals, I mean, double quotes. It is available only for string class. For string buffer and string builder, you cannot directly give the value in double quotes. I already said this. Did you remember that? Why? Because SCP is, memory, which is allocated only for string class objects. For string buffer and string builder, you don't have that memory there. So obviously you need to create an object. So, okay, right click, run as Java application. Fine. But here also, whenever we are trying to pass this byte value, this method is getting executed. What I need to do? I'm sorry? Typecasting. Use the proper terminology. Typecasting. Which typecasting? Implicit or explicit? Exactly. Let me just try to inform to the compiler that this is not int, this is a byte. Now, right click, run as Java application. I'll be able to get my output like this. Am I clear with this? Online students, please tell me, guys. Online students, I want you to please respond. Am I clear with this? Please respond. I want you to please respond. Please, please. Please respond. Perfect. Okay. Now, guys, I have a question. My question is, see, all these methods access modifier is, tell me, can I overload a private method? Can I overload a private method? Okay, we'll do one thing. Let me just try to public private private protected and private. So I'm just trying to use different access modifiers. You know how many types of access modifiers are there? 4. All those 4 types I'm trying to use means I'm using public, private, protected, and default. I mean, package private, that is default. So if I'm executing my program, if I'm getting the same output, then access modifiers will not be having any impact on method overloading. Am I right or wrong? Let's check it out. Right click, run as Java application. Now, answer my question. Can I overload a public method? I want everyone to answer. Please, can I overload a public method, private method, protected method, default method, static method? Static method. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Come on, there's nothing wrong in checking. Let's check it out. Okay, I'm making this as static. Okay, static. Let me just try to use static static. So if I execute my program, I should be getting exactly the same output. If I'm getting exactly the same output, then we can overload a static method also. Let's execute. Right click, run as Java application. Answer my question. Can I overload a public method, private method, protected method, default method, static method, main method? Main method. Let's go. Check it out. Let's check it out. Main method. And I'm trying to write one more method. Now, am I getting an error? Why? I'm sorry. Is this method overloading? Is this method overloading? What do you mean by method overloading? Same method name. Okay, same method name. Different parameters. Did we give different parameters? Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me make this as S, and here I'm completely removing this. Am I getting any error now? How many main methods are present in my program right now? Answer. How many main methods are present in my program? Main methods. How many valid main methods are there? I hope you're understanding the point here. Okay, I'll do one thing. For example, SYSO, just a small differentiation line. And we can, in how many ways we can access a static method? 3 ways. What are those? By using identifier name, class object, or class name. Okay, here directly I'll be trying to access with the help of identifier name. Java is awesome. AWESM, awesome. And here I'm just trying to go with like a main. And SYSO, I'm just trying to write first main method. And here SYSO second main method like this. Second main method like this. Let me just try to execute. Right click, run as Java application. I hope you're understanding the point here. Respond now. Answer my question. Guys, tell me, can I overload public method? private method, protected method, default method, static method, main method, final method, final method. Let's go. Okay. final final and final final. Can I declare main method also as final? We can. We can declare main method also as final. We discussed that in our starting days of our classes. Like when we discussed about main method syntax, we can declare main method also as final. Okay, let me execute. Right click, run as Java application. Answer my question. Can we overload public method, private method, protected method, default method, static method, main method, final method, constructor? You actually know this answer. You actually know this answer. Can we overload a constructor? Please refer to the program just now which you have written. Please refer, please refer, please refer to the program just now which you have written. Yeah, of course. Of course. For example, I'm just writing class A system.out.println. Here I'm writing default construct or default constructor and class A, and here I'm just trying to go with int x and syso parameterize parameterized const or parameterized constructor plus x like this. Now here I'm creating an object. So just let me try to use this constructor call. And here I'm just trying to pass this parameter as find it. Let me execute. Right click, run as Java application. I hope you're understanding the point here. Guys, see. Okay, everything. Yeah, fine. That is very good. That is very good. We can overload public method, private method, protected method, default method, static method, main method, final method, constructor. Okay. Actually, for all these methods, return type is, come on. Can we overload if the methods are having different return types also? Let's check it out. Int return return x. I'm not using the values, just I'm trying to resolve the error. I hope you're understanding the point here. Okay, I'm just trying to go with string return s. Let me just try to go with string buffer and return sb, just like this. Right click, run as. Whoa. Thank you. Is that clear? Okay. Now let's execute. Right click, run as Java application. Guys, listen to the point. We can literally overload any method. Any method we can overload. There is only one rule. There is literally only one rule. Only one rule. And that rule is same method name, different parameters. Same method name, different parameters. We can overload any method. Am I clear with this? Now answer my question. Can we overload public method, private method, protected method, default method, static method, main method, final method, constructor, abstract method? Just now I said a statement. Tell me, we can overload any method. Guys, the interviewer may trick you. Can I overload a private method? If you listen, overload, yes, sir. Can we overload? Yes, we can overload any method. Public method, private method, static method, final method, main method, constructor, abstract method, native method, synchronized method, any method you can overload. There is only one rule. Only one rule. What is that? Different parameters. Am I clear with this? See, guys, overloading is actually very, very easy. Literally very easy. Overriding, we'll enjoy tomorrow. Wait for it. Please keep us adding as polymorphism. Please. I want you to please have this for me. Please have this, please. Please have this. Why I am getting warnings for these methods? Okay. If you observe them correctly, easily you will be able to get the answer. For example, method 1. Method 1, let me from here, let me come to here. This is which method? Static method. Okay. Method 1 again. This is also which method? Static method. Okay. Now again, this method. Let me come back. Which method? Static method. Do you know, like we can call static methods directly with the help of class name? Respond. Raji, please respond. Yes. Is it mandatory to call? Is it mandatory to create an object to call static methods? No. Did I inform this statement? When I discussed about static methods at that particular time only, I explained this. Guys, no need to call a static method with the help of an object. Whenever you're trying to call a static method with the help of object, we will be getting an error. We'll be getting an warning. I hope it's okay for you. Completed, guys? Done? Okay, now please have this program for me. Please. So method overloading is very easy, right? Method overriding. Wait for tomorrow. Remember guys, any method we can overload. Any method we can overload. Remember that, please. Shiva, it's not like total number of ways. It's more like any method in Java. Okay. Please don't consider that total number of ways. It's more like any number of, any method in Java we can overload. All right. Please continue. And if I want to remove these warnings, simply I need to remove this AOBJ. That's it. But let me just try to. If I remove this AOBJ, I'll not be having that warning also. Not at all, please. All right. Then I believe it's complete, guys, for everyone. All right. So, guys, I actually have a task for you. But not right now. Homework. Okay. The task is I want you to write two programs. Two programs. Those two programs should be using all OOPS concepts up to now, which we have discussed. How many concepts we discussed up to now? I mean, two and off actually. What are those? First one is encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. In polymorphism, we discussed about in inheritance, make sure you are using super keyword and super constructor call. Try to use this keyword and this constructor call. Are you understanding me? Two programs which uses all the concepts up to now. Could you please do that for me? Take it as a task, guys. That's it, guys. That's it for today. Now, let me just try to show you the output. Now, the output for this program is right click, right click, run as Java application. Guys, if you are giving the correct output for this program, up to now, almost all the concepts you are correct. I mean, you're perfect. Up to now, whatever the topics which we have discussed, especially in OOPS concepts, you are perfect. Otherwise, you'll not be able to give the correct answer for this program. Anyways, so the task is, I'm not going to explain how we are getting this output. This is your responsibility to find out this output. So kindly please note down this output. Please, whatever the concepts which you are seeing right now, each and every concept I explain. Every concept I explain. You just need to connect the dots. That's it.